What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to a brand new update on Liverpool's takeover process, because the Qatar Investment Authority's CEO himself has recently gave an interview where he mentioned his investment into football and into football clubs, and his name is Mansour Al Mahmoud, and he was at a conference in Davos where he said that football clubs are investment friendly, and it will not be a surprise, according to him, if the Qatar Investment Authority, QIEA, remember that abbreviation because it's a different entity from who own PSG, I think, and he said that it will not be a surprise if the fund invests further into football. And Liverpool are now looking for investors, looking for buyers, because FSG want to sell, they want to invest into an NBA franchise in Las Vegas, and this is very, very encouraging news. He said, we have not made our mind up yet, but this is a very commercially driven decision that we go through. And again, sports and football is becoming a very important theme as well. People are engaged more in sports, they are watching more, they are consuming more media about sports, and the digitalization is making it more attractive to investors. Basically, you get a lot bigger markets involved when you buy Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool have fans all over the world, unlike Manchester City, and the organization may find Liverpool are a hard option to sell their plans to, however, in light of the human rights issues. But I think this is a private entity originating from the region, the Middle East. I think if it's a completely separate entity to the state itself, then I think Liverpool fans, a lot of Liverpool fans, will be on board with the idea, because the need for investment at Liverpool is pretty clear. And you just have to see the Premier League and the spending. I mean, Arsenal haven't had Champions League football for 5 years, and they are outspending Liverpool. The likes of Aston Villa, Brighton, even Wolves are spending more than Liverpool in the past 12 months. And just to mention Chelsea, I know they are now the spending kings in the Premier League, but the fact that Chelsea spent more on transfers in the past 6 months than Liverpool have in the past 6 years, basically almost the whole Jurgen Klopp era, Liverpool spent as much money as Chelsea have spent in the last 6 months. Of course, I don't want Liverpool to go crazy in the transfer market and to spend as much as Liverpool, because we would literally go bankrupt, because the owners don't have endless amount of money like the Chelsea or Man City or the Newcastle owners. But there is absolutely no excuse for FSG not to spend at least on the same level as Arsenal, and also Man United have now less commercial revenue than Liverpool. So I think Liverpool should be absolutely matching the spending of Arsenal, for example. And Arsenal are also looking to sign Moise Caicedo. If Liverpool let that happen, if Liverpool let Arsenal sign Moise Caicedo in the January transfer window, Arsenal don't even need Moise Caicedo. Liverpool are absolutely crying out for a Moise Caicedo type of player. If Liverpool let this happen, then we are absolute clowns, and we know already the owners have checked out basically after the Super League collapsed and they weren't guaranteed to make even more money. I think the owners checked out. They are funding Liverpool at the bare minimum, and they are letting the team rot away and decline under one of the best managers in world football and one of the best managers in Liverpool's entire history. Jurgen Klopp is just behind Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley, in my opinion, on par with Kenny Dalglish as the greatest manager in Liverpool history. And the fact that FSG are not backing Jurgen Klopp in the time of Liverpool absolutely having to rebuild their midfield is criminal, and it's a disgrace. And I want FSG gone, I want them out, and I really hope that more fan groups will speak out against FSG, because public pressure works. Arsenal fans organized massive protests against the owners Stan Kroenke and the ownership group, and look at Arsenal now. They are spending, and they are spending wisely, and in just 18 months they went from finishing 8th and then 5th to now the runaway leaders in the Premier League title race. I know it's only halfway stage, but Liverpool are 20 or 19 points behind Arsenal, or is it now 21 points? I think it's 21 points behind Arsenal. I mean, how on earth did this happen? I tell you how. We signed one midfielder, Thiago, one senior midfielder in 4 years. We signed brilliant attackers. We signed great defenders. We already have a world-class goalkeeper. Why neglect the midfield area, which is, I think, after the attacking area, one of the most important areas in the Liverpool team? And the Telegraph is also reporting that Chelsea are ready to rival Liverpool for Wolves midfielder Matheus Nunes. Apparently, we already agreed a transfer fee with Wolves for the summer transfer of Matheus Nunes, but the deal will be finalized only in the second half of the season, because right now, even if we sign Matheus Nunes, he's ineligible to play for Liverpool. He can't be registered because he already played for 2 clubs this season, Sporting and Wolves, so he can't play for the 3rd club in a row. That's banned or not allowed by I think FIFA or UEFA. And Chelsea's scouting strategy at the moment is maybe looking at Twitter, looking at Fabrizio Romano and just seeing who their rivals target or who the fans are talking about, and just pay double the wages of whatever that player was about to get paid by another club, and then boom, the signing is done. I mean, Chelsea are signing players left, right and center. It's absolutely crazy. Many people thought that Chelsea would have less money after Roman Abramovich had to sell the club, or was forced to sell the club, but now it looks like Chelsea got even richer because the American owners think they are in playing Monopoly basically. And I mean, Chelsea was the first club who started destroying the transfer market by signing huge transfer fees for pretty good players but not world-class players, and they started inflating the transfer market, and then Man City came along and they did it even more. But now Chelsea are back to their old tricks, it seems. This is like when Roman Abramovich took over in 2002-2003 and they started spending crazy amounts of money on players. And it looks like, you know, Kante is suffering from many injuries, and he probably lost a yard of pace after his injuries. And it looks like Jorginho could leave Chelsea in the summer. His contract is up. So Liverpool were close to sign Nunes in the summer. And I don't think Liverpool would be in the title race even if we sign Nunes, but we definitely would be higher than 9th. I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing that Liverpool are 9th and Chelsea are 10th. And it will be interesting who finishes above one another out of these 2 clubs. Which strategy works better, Chelsea's or Liverpool's? Liverpool have stability. Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp, who is clearly a better manager than Graham Potter. But Chelsea spent an incredible amount of money. So with the new signings that Chelsea have, if they click, then they could take over Liverpool and finish ahead of them. But surely these 2 clubs won't finish in mid-table at the end of the season. And it also was very funny to see on Twitter that Jamie Carragher responded to agent Kia Joorabchian, who criticized Carragher for his comments on, I think, Sky Sports. And he said, Jamie Carragher said, there is no need to get personal. I'm just analyzing your role in football clubs. You were involved in helping Everton get to the bottom of the Premier League. You were involved at Queen's Park Rangers, who ended up relegated. And your signings at Arsenal took them to 8th, and when they left the club, now they are in 1st place. And then Carragher said, I should also thank you for your role in taking Coutinho to Barcelona, which helped Liverpool sign players that won the Premier League and the Champions League. So actually, you are good for certain football clubs. Wow, Jamie Carragher really burned Kia Joorabchian hard, and I don't have really any sympathy for football agents because they are raking in a huge amounts of money. They are interested in their clients moving football clubs as often as possible. Mino Raiola, may he rest in peace, was a prime example of that he tried to move Pogba almost every season, because with a transfer, an agent gets a huge slice of the transfer fee, plus for the negotiations he gets a reward from the player itself, and also maybe some agents even get a percentage of the player's salary that they helped negotiate. And just for context, the football agent Kia Joorabchian called Carragher uneducated and said he was in a glass house for the spitting incident. Kia was responding to Carragher's take on Everton. He said some very interesting things about Everton on Monday Night Football, where he claimed that Everton is the worst run club in the Premier League. And I mean, you can't argue with that. In the past, like 4 or 5 years, Everton spent, I think, even more than Liverpool. And I mean, not net spend necessarily, but they spent a lot of money. They spent like £500 million on players, and they gradually got worse. And they are firing managers every season, and Everton are getting worse each season. So it's not managers that is the issue, it's the board and the players who are just not clicking and not getting... Of course, the manager is responsible for not getting the best out of the players, but ultimately the players should be able to motivate themselves and to perform to the best of their abilities, and Everton are an absolute shambles. As a Liverpool fan, I will be honest, it's a joy to watch Everton's downfall, but I don't want them to get relegated, because I would really miss the Merseyside derby. The Merseyside derbies are always fun, and it's always a great game to look forward to. Sometimes Everton, you know, defend with 10 men, and it's really difficult for Liverpool, but that makes it interesting and fun. And also, Sky Sports are reporting that Liverpool and Man United fans set aside rivalry to demand action on club ownership. Supporters of English football's most successful clubs will issue a rare joint statement on Wednesday to demand that the government introduces a tough ownership regime. Of course, this was posted a few days ago on January the 25th, so yeah, probably on Wednesday, and there will be a deliberate effort by the fans to ensure that they collectively represent those who sit in the stands each week with their decision, and as well as hoping to carry the club's values forward into the future. There has been big steps forward made within our club already, with the Spirit of Shankly being allowed to attend board meetings and have a say on key decisions within the club. Now they want to ensure this is carried over to whatever the new ownership regime may look like. But if the Spirit of Shankly is against Middle Eastern ownership, whatever kind, and we are stuck with American owners for the foreseeable future, that might be detrimental to the long-term future of Liverpool. And also, can a Spirit of Shankly say they are speaking for all Liverpool fans? Obviously not. It's impossible for one organization to represent all kinds of football fans, because Liverpool fans and Liverpool are a global club because the fan base is global. So yeah, it's great that local fans have a say in crucial decisions, but they have a limit. They can't represent global fans because global fans are global. That's what they are. They are from like 180, 200 different countries with different backgrounds, different cultures. But I think most fans want the same thing to Liverpool, for Liverpool to be as successful as possible, and also of course to retain the values of the football club. But I think that Liverpool fans should have a global organization where maybe 1 or 2 fans are in the organization from almost every like official supporters group in each country. For example, Hungary has an official Liverpool supporters group. They should have a member who is consulted in matters about Liverpool, and that should be the case for yeah, like most countries who have a sizable Liverpool fan group, because only that way you are representing the global fan base properly. Neil Jones, also a journalist very well connected in Liverpool matters, he said, "I don't think Brighton will sell Moise Caicedo this month. I've said that for a few weeks. If you were a Brighton fan, you would say, why would you do that? Because his value isn't going to go down. You can sell him for maybe the same amount or even more in the summer, and Brighton are fighting to get into Europe. That would be an absolute massive thing for Brighton." I don't remember Brighton ever qualifying for Europe, at least not in my lifetime. I've been watching football since the year 2001. I don't remember Brighton ever qualifying for the Europa League. So I think that it would be really, really foolish for Brighton if they don't have to sell for financial reasons. Then I think it would be brilliant for Brighton to keep Moise Caicedo, even though I want Liverpool to sign him. If Liverpool don't have the money to sign Moise Caicedo, Caicedo, then I think Brighton should just keep him and maybe wait until the summer so Liverpool can come up with the money. If Chelsea or Arsenal gets Moise Caicedo, I would be really disappointed and really gutted, because he's exactly the type of player that we need. Jude Bellingham and Moise Caicedo would absolutely transform this Liverpool side, because I really think we have a world-class goalkeeper, we have 6 world-class attackers, we have a pretty good defense, not great because some players are up and down, but still a pretty solid defense. What we need to fix is the midfield, 100%. So let me know what they think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.